The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is coming with some big upgrades to the design and the hardware.
Nice.
Let me know in the comments who out there is waiting for the new Z Fold 6, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech. So first up, before we get into the Z Fold 6 stuff, Samsung are still running the Discover Samsung winter event where you can get some great offers on their tabs, including the A7 for just $100. Now of course, I've placed the links down in the description below, so if you need a new tab or want one for a Christmas present, then go ahead and check it out now. So first story of the day, we previously had a tweet from Ross Young, and he told us that the Z Fold 6 was going to be larger than the Z Fold 5. Now the main issue for me with the Fold 5 was the narrow cover display, but thankfully this is now increasing in size and changing its aspect ratio, and the bigger inner display is just a bonus. Now according to a new report, the inner display is also going to see some huge improvements to its brightness, and it's going to offer the same as the latest S24 Ultra, which means it's an incredible peak brightness of 2600 nits, making it great for use in sunlight. Now we're also getting a more durable display that's going to reduce creasing in the center of the display, but it unfortunately won't completely eliminate it. And thanks to a new hinge design, the Z Fold 6 is going to be water and dust resistant. Now next up, we've got news of new AI features coming to the Z Fold 6 thanks to Bennett Bunner. He tweeted a series of tweets of information he's discovered from a leaked One UI 6.1, and it confirms many of the new features that we're going to get, such as fully AI-generated wallpapers, along with portrait and weather effects for the lock screen. Now he also says that the photo editor is going to have a lot more built into the phone. It's going to contain AI features such as being able to expand the borders of your photo and then using generative AI to fill it, and you'll even be able to move people from one photo into another. Now he says that the Notes app is going to be much cleaner overall, and you can also use AI to summarize and organize your messy notes. Finally, he advises of a couple more features. So we've got Live Call Translate, and then we've also got a live voice isolation, and it's going to block out background noise when recording on the phone or taking a video. When it comes to the overall design of the Z Fold 6, we know it's taking inspiration from the Mate X5 from Huawei, and Samsung are looking to thin it down a bit while also making it larger. And thanks to the new S24 Ultra leaks, we can also get a good idea of where Samsung is heading. Now for a start, we can be pretty sure that the Z Fold 6 is going to feature the new titanium frame. This not only adds a bit more of a premium look to it, but it's also going to feel much better in the hand. We can also assume that it's going to keep the flatter edge design, as Samsung have now transitioned this into the whole S24 line. We can be pretty certain that because it's getting thinner, we're not going to see an S Pen inside the phone. As some of you may know, Samsung are also bringing back the Exynos chipset in certain phones, and I've seen a few comments asking about the Z Fold 6, but thankfully the Z Fold 6 is a premium device, so it is going to be using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and the only exception to this is that if Qualcomm end up releasing a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Plus, then it's going to use that instead. Now the only disappointing thing with the Z Fold 6 is going to be with the cameras, is it's using the same camera system as this year's Fold. Now Ice Universe advises it's exactly the same cameras as the Fold 4 and the Fold 5, so that's a 50 megapixel primary camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and then a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. For such a premium phone, it would be nice to see some camera upgrades, but I guess at the same time an expensive camera system is going to drive the cost of the Fold even higher. But thanks to improvements in software and AI, along with the new chipset, we'll likely see better photography results than the current Fold. Now for those excited for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and pricing to help you guys decide if it is worth the wait. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, we get a 7.6-inch foldable 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. While it's the same size as its predecessor, we're expecting improvements in brightness, color accuracy, as well as durability. It's coming with a resolution of 1812 by 2176, and it's going to be protected by Samsung's newest ultra-thin glass. Now there's also going to be less visible creasing in the center of the new foldable display, as well as water and dust resistance. For the external display, we get a 120Hz dynamic AMOLED protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. It's going to be a 6.2-inch display, and while the current resolution is unknown at the moment, Samsung are reportedly working on a much wider aspect ratio, and we're also going to see improvements to the brightness and color accuracy, and it will of course have a punch-hole camera in the top center. Now the selfie cameras are going to be a 10 megapixel wide-angle camera on the cover display, followed by a 4 megapixel under-display camera on the internal display. Then over on the rear, it's a 50 megapixel primary camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide, and then a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. Now it's actually the same camera system used in the predecessor, but hopefully we will still see some improvements thanks to the software. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 globally, and we get 12GB of RAM with up to 1TB of storage, and this will of course be UFS 4.1. It's coming with a 4400 mAh battery, and while fast charging is still currently unknown, we're hoping for improvements to both wired as well as wireless charging. In terms of connectivity, we get advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and then we also get ultra-wideband support, and it's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from $1,850 in August 2024. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is looking like an incredible new folding phone from Samsung, and for a device that's kept the same design for some time now, it's great that we finally get some changes. A bigger cover display with a wider aspect ratio is going to make the phone a lot more usable for those times where you just want to do something quickly and you don't want to unfold into the bigger display. And the brighter display with all of the new AI features along with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 means the general usability of the phone is going to be greatly improved. Now the fact that they're also thinning down the phone on top of all this is just a bonus, and to be honest, the Z Fold 5 already looked like a very premium device, so I'm excited for the Z Fold 6. Now because of the similarities to its predecessor, I can't see anyone with the Fold 5 rushing for an upgrade, but for those of you with an older Fold or maybe looking to get their first Fold, then I think the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is going to be a great place to start. Now we've still got some time until the official launch, so we're likely going to get more and more leaks as we approach it, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.